Hello, and thanks for tuning in, everyone. I bet you are all so curious to find out what the two extremely important factors are that are often overlooked when it comes to managing ADHD or anxiety. So, what are they? Blood sugar management and the evil sugar. Now, the importance of blood sugar management, it's often overlooked for many different conditions, as we most know it for people with diabetes. Most people do not understand that blood sugar management is important for every individual, whether they have diabetes or do not have diabetes. Unstable blood sugar contributes to a whole host of problems, including the inability to focus or concentrate, increased anxiety and fatigue, inability to sit still, digestive problems like constipation or diarrhea, a weakened immune system, and so much more. Hyperactivity and anxiety can be the direct cause of a sudden blood sugar rise, whereas a sudden drop in blood sugar can create a sluggish feeling or crankiness and a lack of focus. Anyone with elevated levels of blood sugar can experience adverse effects on mood and executive functioning, along with a number of additional health issues. Now, there are many symptoms of hypoglycemia that actually also coincide with symptoms of ADHD and anxiety. These are things like difficulty listening, inability to focus or stay on task, being easily distracted, quick to get frustrated and sometimes really hard to calm down, unexpected anger and lashing out, and restlessness or not being able to sit still. Having these symptoms can be tied directly back to fluctuating blood sugar. One of the best forms of blood sugar management is the reduction of sugar and eating a low carbohydrate diet. So we're going to start with carbohydrates first. It is important to understand that most blood sugar management is based upon the foods and drinks that are consumed. More specifically, the importance of how much sugar and carbs are consumed on a daily basis. Now, there are two main types of carbohydrates, simple and complex carbs. And as you can guess, simple carbs are things like sugary drinks, candy, and other food that just doesn't have much nutritional benefit, and they can wreak havoc for people with anxiety and ADHD. Simple carbs raise the blood glucose extremely fast, and as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. The blood sugar will spike rapidly, and just as fast as it went up, it will fall, ultimately resulting in sluggish, unfocused behaviors. Now, complex carbs such as vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds, they help sustain blood sugars, meaning they do not cause a rapid spike and decline in blood sugar. Now, the body converts all forms of carbohydrates in the form of glucose into usable energy, and this is the short-term source of energy for the body. If glucose levels are not kept stable, the body can begin to experience serious problems. When eating too many carbs, insulin must be released by the pancreas to avoid a rise in blood sugar levels. When insulin is delivered to help break down the carbs, this results in the body preserving metabolic homeostasis, or otherwise known as management of blood sugar levels. When there are too many simple carbs, such as refined sugar, the body's not able to maintain the same metabolic homeostasis. This is the same example that we often see in kids when they have that dreaded piece of candy and their instantly hyperactivity goes through the roof, and then all of a sudden they crash and burn. And this is extremely similar to the impact sugar has on ADHD. Which now leads me to talk a little bit about what researchers have learned about sugar consumption, blood sugar management, and ADHD. A study done by Yale showed two different study groups, which included one group of children drinking a diet cola and another group of children drinking a normal cola with added sugar, equivalent of two 12-ounce cans of cola. And it showed that, just as expected, the group drinking the sugary beverage had a significant rise and fall in blood glucose, resulting in the children feeling a fast heart rate, panicky, and overall fatigue and unable to concentrate. The study showed that adrenaline was raised 5 times after blood glucose levels bottomed out. Another study conducted concluded that the more sugar hyperactive kids consumed, the more destructive and restless they became. Researchers at the University of Colorado have been studying the correlation between sugar and ADHD, and this is what they noted. Sugar is a powerful trigger of dopamine release in the brain. Now, dopamine is one of the brain's chemicals thought to be involved in ADHD. Eating sugar floods brain cells with dopamine, which feels good because dopamine is our pleasure reward neurotransmitter in our body. With consumption of sugar, the body gets used to the presence of it being in the body, which at that point, the brain then builds up this tolerance to the dopamine and will continue to try to get dopamine production back to normal. This is achieved by reducing the number of dopamine receptors in the body. So it will then take even more sugar to produce the same effect, resulting in a resistance that contributes to eating and cravings even more. So if a person keeps eating sugar, there may be times when brain cells run low on dopamine from being stimulated too frequently. Low dopamine activity is one of the possible causes of ADHD symptoms. This vicious cycle may also lead to binge eating and sugar addiction. Hopefully now you can see how important blood sugar management and reducing the amount of sugar in your child is. So, what is the magic amount of sugar per day? The American Heart Association recommends kids aged 2 to 18 should have less than 25 grams or 6 teaspoons of added sugar daily. However, we believe, especially for our compromised kids, that this amount should be halved. You should aim to have less than 12 grams of sugar or 3 teaspoons of added sugars daily. What can be tricky is that sugar can be called so many different things. Some code words for sugar include what you can see on the screen. So a big hint, a lot of sugars end in OSE. Lactose, maltose, dextrose, glucose, xylose, saccharose, sucrose, corn sugar, corn syrup solids, dehydrated cane sugar, dextrin, maltodextrin or malt syrup, molasses, rice syrup, sorghum or sorghum syrup. To clarify, we are actually talking about sugars that are removed from their original source and added to foods, not those naturally occurring sugars that are found in fruits and vegetables. But it's important to note that there really is no need for added sugars in the diet. The less you eat, the healthier you will be. So, what is a summary of this video today? It's essential that our kids have a balanced and nutrition-rich diet. It's important to balance blood sugar and also limit the consumption of sugar. Good blood sugar management is not only beneficial in the short term, but it's also extremely beneficial in the long term. Sugar, when found naturally in whole fruit, is a healthy part of a balanced eating plan. Too many added sugars, usually found in processed foods, sweet drinks, and treats, should be kept to a minimum or eliminated. If you really want to fight your kids' ADHD and anxiety symptoms naturally, you're most likely going to have to take it a little bit more further than just reducing sugar through the diet and getting to the root causes of the dysfunction in the body. If you're really looking for answers for your kid and are ready to stop doing all the things that don't work and want to learn how to fight symptoms with food and natural approaches, I've set aside some time for me and my team over the next 14 days to speak with you personally about how we can support you to get back that calm and peace to your house. All you need to do is click the button below this video to book a call with my expert team, and we will do our very, very best to support each and every one of you. But here's the important thing to know. The call's totally free, so you've got nothing to lose. The call's free because if you've been in my circle long enough, you'll know that this is my mission in life. This is literally my life's work. It's to support other families to be able to get control over their child's ADHD and anxiety symptoms with too much pain. As a lot of you will already know, I have a son who was diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety at the age of 5, and we went on a vicious cycle, and I've now been able to get him to a place where he hasn't been on medication for years and he's doing so well at school. I have a core value in my business where I offer value first. I start off just by helping you with this training today and with the call. Secondly, if we don't know each other very well, I feel that this is the best way to get to know each other. Our job really on this call is not to close you. It's about to open a relationship. I know that we can help you overcome some of the barriers that have been stopping you from achieving your goals in a super short period of time and work out the best game plan for your family situation. We also know that there are many of you listening and watching today that are going to say, hey, this sounds amazing, but I might need your help to implement some of this and get started and want more personalized support. If you are someone who knows in order for you to succeed, you need that, then great. We can discuss next steps on the call to determine if you are the right fit for what we've got to offer. If not, it's totally okay. You'll get to leave the call with so much value, clarity, and confidence, and of course, we'll part as friends. So press the button below to schedule your call, because there's a very, very big difference between trying to figure this all out on your own and working with an expert who has a track record of success. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I look forward to chatting soon. Take care.